now we're gonna work on multiplication. So we've got a problem here, 34 times 5, or we could write it, oops, we could write it like this, 34 times 5. And we know that this multiplication symbol actually means groups of. So we actually have 34 groups of 5, or we could switch it and say that we have 5 groups of 34. And that's actually what I'm going to show you today, that we have 5 groups of 34. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is make our number 34, 30, and 4. So we have 34, and we know we need 5 groups of 34. So I'm going to make 34 with my cups and beans. Inside of each cup I have 10 beans, okay? So this is 10, so I'm just going to make 34. So we have 10, 20, 30, and then I'm going to take some beans outside of the cup to make the 4, because this is my 30. So you have 3 cups of 10, 30, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I've got 34 there. But my multiplication problem shows me that I need 5 groups of 34. So here's one group of 34. I need to make 5 groups of 34. So I'm going to keep making groups of 34. So I've learned that to make 34, I use 3 cups because they're each have 10 beans in each cup. So 10, 20, 30, and then I take 4 beans, right? So I'm going to keep making 30 and 4, and keep making 30 and 4. Sorry, I'll scoot this in. Can you see it still on the camera? And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Again, look back at my problem. I know I need 5. So here's another 30 and 4. Okay, so I'm still doing this problem, 34 times 5. And this means 5 groups of 34. So now I have to, because I know that multiplication means that I have 5 groups of 34, and now I have to just add them up all together. So I have to find out how many beans I have in total. So I have a lot of beans in total. Now, I'm not going to dump all of these out and count them all by 1, because I know I can count the cups by 10, because each cup has 10 in it, right? So let's start off with looking at our ones, okay? Because when you write this in multiplication, you start out with your 1. So you're multiplying 5, and actually I'm going to go ahead and write this number in expanded form. 34 is 30 plus 4. So now I know I'm going to multiply my 5 by my 1. So 5 times 4. So here's my 5 groups of 4 right here. I'm going to pull them out. All right. So here's 5 groups of 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 4. So I'm multiplying 5 times 4. So I can count them by 4s because they're already grouped in 4s. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I know that 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm going to record my answer down here. So that's 20 so far. So since I have that answer, I'm going to go ahead and push that together. I know that that is 20. Now I have to add my cups. So since I know that there's 10 in each cup, I can count them by 10s, right? So this time I'm doing 5 times 30. Okay, not 5 times 3, but 5 times 30. Now, 5 times 3 can help me solve this problem, because I know, let's say if we know 5 times 3, so we would count it by 3s, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, so 5 times 3 is 15, right? I'm going to write that down here. 5 times 3 equals 15. All right. Let's see if that can help me at all figure out what 5 times 30 is. Now, I know that I need to count these by, this isn't 3, it's actually 30, because there's 10 beans inside. So this can be 30, 60, 90, 120, and then 150. But if you can't count by 30s, because that's kind of hard to do, you can just put it all together. and count by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. So I know that that is 150. The reason why 5 times 3 equals 15 helps me solve that is because I know that's 15 tens, which is the same thing as 150. Okay, so now that we have our 150 and then we have this 20, now we're going to add all this together. And we know that 150 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 10 is 160 plus 10 more is 170. Let's check it here. 0 ones, 20 and 50 is 70, and 100, 170.